Urgent, G-Men fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Big Blue news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Giants can own draft. Despite red flags, warning a great way to own the first round of an NFL draft, own a top 3 pick, a great way to own the draft as a whole. Take some risks. The New York Giants seem to be closing in on the idea of skipping on a quarterback selection atop the 2025 NFL Draft. And when you check out our simulation below, you'll see they skip on a QB altogether in the early going. General Manager Joe Schoen is trying to save his job. Risks can be a part of that. So in that vein, our Giants beat writer Anthony Licciardi has gotten to work with a 2-round mock that makes it easy and obvious up top, and a red flag risk in round 2 that, if he hits, might just save some jobs around here. With most of the starting roles already solidified on offense, the defense may see even more investment in the 2025 NFL Draft. Likewise, the Giants picked 2 first-round talents in the following 3-round mock draft, made using Pro Football and Sports Network's mock draft simulator. Round 1, pick 3, Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter. This one is easy, writes Licciardi. The tea leaves seem to be pointing towards Carter and the number 3 pick, complicating New York's matters up front. Carter would be a luxury pick in the short term, as Kayvon Thibodeau did enough to retain his starting job in 2025. However, his immense talent allows the team to move on from Thibodeau if need be, and he'll quickly push him for playing time. Blending elite athleticism with a knack for good hand usage, despite his inexperience, Carter is the best pass rusher in the class and offers a promising blend of floor and ceiling. He might create some logistical problems in 2205. Pairing him with Brian Burns for 2026 and beyond will keep New York in the conversation for elite defensive lines, and so Schoen here makes a selection that won't come under much fire, except maybe from Shedeur Sanders' dad, Dayon. So safe and easy is followed. Basad's round 2, pick 34 Notre Dame cornerback Benjamin Morrison. And this is the risk. Licciardi writes if Morrison didn't have some real red flags in his profile, he wouldn't be on the board early in round 2. Also, a hip injury dampened his pre-2024 hype. However, Morrison entered the year as a top 3 corner in the class, alongside Will Johnson and Travis Hunter. Morrison addresses that hole with a blend of physicality and ball skills that lend itself to upside. If he's back at full strength, his athleticism will make a real impact while he irons out technical inconsistencies. We're not going to argue that Morrison is a match for the Colorado stud hunter. We're also not going to nitpick about Carter just because Kayvon is already here. But these 2 picks, one solid as a rock, the other a roll of the dice, the Giants can turn red flags into green lights. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Big Blue news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Giants-Ravens Blockbuster trade idea lands $57 million star in New York. Coming off a 3-14 season, the New York Giants have been aggressive in their moves this offseason. Could they be looking to make another splash at the tight end position? Even though the Giants are probably holding out a little hope that second-year tight end Theo Johnson can develop into a capable starter, General Manager Joe Schoen doesn't have time to see if that will come to fruition. Thus, an aggressive move to add a 3-time Pro Bowler at the position may be in the cards, with trade rumors swirling about a potential deal for Baltimore Ravens star Mark Andrews. Pro Football Sports Network's Sterling Zai believes the Giants are among the potential suitors in a blockbuster trade. A swap between the Harbaugh brothers would be a natural point of speculation if the Chargers want an upgrade from Will Dissly. Otherwise, the Ravens would likely prefer to send Andrews to the NFC to keep him away from their primary Super Bowl competition. Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald was on the Ravens coaching staff for Andrews' first 6 seasons, while the Giants have one of the emptiest tight end rooms in the NFL. It's unclear what a deal for Andrews would cost the Giants, but it would certainly improve the tight end room. Adding more weapons for quarterback Russell Wilson is one of the top remaining objectives of the offseason, even if it's for one season. Given that Andrews is heading into the final year of his current contract, a deal like this might make sense. Andrews is set to account for a $16.9 million cap hit in 2025 per Spotrac. Follow the sporting news on WhatsApp since 2019. Andrews leads all NFL tight ends in receiving touchdowns, 48, while ranking second in first down receptions, 270, third in receptions, 402, and fifth in receiving yards per game, 56. 6. If the Giants fail to land a true playmaker on offense during the first 2 days of the draft, they might look to swap a pair of their day 3 picks to bring Andrews to the Meadowlands. Giants make trade, call on rivals star pass catcher on the surface. The New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles are supposed to hate each other. But what's that old saying, courtesy of military philosopher Sun Tzu? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, and maybe when it comes to a pass catcher trade, the two NFC East rivals might, for just a moment this week, become both enemies and friends. New York has a need at tight end. Last year, rookie Theo Johnson contributed 29 catches for 331 yards and a touchdown. The Eagles are trying to dump a tight end. Last year, Dallas Goedert only played in 10 games with 42 catches, 496 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But he's a high-quality performer, who Philly has deemed to be too pricey. Is this a match? According to one report, New York is monitoring a potential trade for Goedert. The Giants have looked into the idea, so they are making the call here, one way or the other. Call the Eagles as GM Howie Roseman's price is reportedly shrinking. Call it off and stay confident in Johnson's development. This is an $11 million decision, basically, to take on Goedert. Based on where this franchise is under GM Joe Schoen and Coach Brian DeBoll, both hot seat candidates, are they in go-for-it mode? The final call is coming. Could the Giants trade into round 1 to draft a running back? The New York Giants have expressed plenty of interest in the running back prospects in the 2025 NFL draft class. They hosted several running backs on top 30 visits this year, including, surprisingly, potential first-round pick out of UNC, Omarion Hampton. Could Big Blue aim to trade up and draft him in the first round? Could the Giants trade up to draft UNCRB Omarion Hampton? The number 3 pick would be far too rich for Hampton. However, picking number 34 overall, they are in striking distance to trade up into the back end of the first round, where Hampton might be available. While he could wind up being a top 20 pick, if Hampton does slide to the end of the first, perhaps the Giants could make a jump. Hampton is viewed as one of the top running backs in this year's draft class. The Tar Heels product was virtually unstoppable. In 2024, rushing for an AC-cleating 1,660 yards and 15 touchdowns. This was his second season in a row leading the ACC in rushing yards after he totaled 1,504 yards and a conference-leading 15 touchdowns in 2023. Adding a running back like Hampton to the Giants' backfield could give them an explosive offense. They like what they have in Tyrone Tracy Jr., who they selected in the 5th round last offseason. But pairing Tracy with another bruising, explosive rusher like Hampton could charge the Giants' offense. The last time the Giants held 2 first-round picks was in 2019 when they selected Daniel Jones 6th overall and Dexter Lawrence 17th overall. They eventually traded up for a 3rd first-round pick, taking DeAndre Baker 30th overall. Giants to select star pass rusher 3rd overall if everything goes as planned. The New York Giants are just days away from making one of the most pivotal selections in recent franchise history. With the 3rd overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the spotlight is squarely on general manager Joe Schoen, and all signs point to one clear direction: best player available. That player, according to multiple insiders, including NFL draft analyst Todd McShay, is Penn State pass rusher Abdul Carter. All signs point to Carter, with Travis Hunter likely off the board within the first 2 picks. The Giants are expected to pivot toward their next top-rated talent Carter, who is the most explosive pure pass rusher in this year's class. Despite foot and shoulder issues last season, Schoen downplayed the severity of those injuries during his recent press conference, giving the green light for Carter to remain a legitimate top 3 target. And it's easy to see why. In 2024, Carter put together an absurd stat line: 66 pressures, 13 sacks, and 39 tackles across just 350 pass rushing snaps. That kind of production, paired with his age, just 21, screams untapped upside. He has the kind of burst off the edge that forces quarterbacks to rethink their internal clocks, and that's a game changer. A new-look front 7, imagine this: Dexter Lawrence wrecking the interior, Brian Burns screaming off the edge, and Carter flying in from the opposite side while Kayvon Thibodeau rotates in and keeps offenses guessing. That's not just depth, that's devastation. While Carter's run-stopping technique still needs refinement, His ability to win with speed, leverage, and pure athleticism gives the Giants something they've lacked: a real identity on defense. With Wink Martindale out and Shane Bowen still implementing, his scheme, having versatile, high-ceiling talent like Carter, makes life easier for everyone. A best player available mindset. The Giants are in no position to swing and miss. They've spent the offseason shoring up weak spots, but the draft is where they can land foundational stars. Carter isn't just a short-term upgrade, he's a long-term anchor. He gives them flexibility, fear factor, and fits the mold of what Schoen and Brian DeBoll want this team to become. Multiple analysts believe this is the direction New York is leaning, and barring a trade down or surprise quarterback swing, Carter seems like the smart and safe bet. If the Giants do indeed pull the trigger, they'll be investing in a player who can change the complexion of their defense for years to come. And now, G-Men fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Big Blue. I'll be back any moment with more Big Blue news. Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go Giants.